Hello fellow coaches. When I was designing FEAK, I wanted FEAK to help elite strength coaches follow the well-established structure of proper strength training periodization. This means that FEAK helps coaches follow the structure of macrocycles, mesocycles, and microcycles. This is in contrast to most training software out there, which focuses only on the single training day. Focusing on individual training days may be simpler and even more convenient in the short run, but it does not allow for the long-term programming that elite coaches and athletes need. In many cases, long-term programming in many softwares is either cumbersome or in some cases, even impossible. In this video, I'll be talking a bit about macrocycles, mesocycles, and microcycles, and then I'll be using FEAK to design an entire macrocycle for an athlete just to show you how FEAK works. In this video, we'll be talking about periodization for athlete training. So at the bottom, you have things like the exercise you choose, the sets, the reps, the tempo, and so on. These are the individual components of the exercise training session. All these things make up an individual training session. A series of individual training sessions makes up a microcycle. Microcycles are typically 5 to 10 days long. Usually the goal across a few microcycles is to make progress on the same or very similar exercises. Each cycle, the athlete aims to make somewhere around a 1 to 5% improvement on the weights they use, depending on the experience level of the athlete. A more experienced athlete will make smaller jumps around the 1 to 2% range, and a new athlete can make bigger jumps somewhere around 4 to 5% per cycle. Mesocycles are medium-term phases, usually about 3 to 6 weeks long, but sometimes as much as 8 weeks long. They are made up of microcycles, so each week could be a microcycle, and 4 microcycles make up this mesocycle. The goal here is to put together a series of microcycles with a larger goal in mind, usually one main attribute that the athlete is trying to improve. An example would be a mesocycle focusing on speed and power, or a mesocycle focused on muscular growth. Above the mesocycle is the macrocycle. It's typically a few months long and made up of mesocycles. Each mesocycle has a specific attribute to work on, and the macrocycle right on top combines these improvements to maximize the athlete's performance in their chosen sport. In addition, the macrocycles are timed to help the athlete peak in their sport-specific physical performance right at the start of their competitive season. I will now demonstrate how to create a full macrocycle of training in the FEAK backend. Here I am inside the FEAK coach portal or the back end, and I'm going to build a whole macrocycle for a speed sport athlete. So a speed sport could be something like basketball or soccer or rugby. And so we have already built some other mesocycles. Structural balance, this will be the first one. Contrast training, this is peaking for his competition. This will be the final mesocycle before his competition. And there's a hypertrophy mesocycle here built inside because he's going to have to build some muscle and put on some weight for the upcoming season. I'm going to build one more mesocycle, and from this example, you'll see how all the mesocycles are built. So I click New. I'm going to do a wave loading, 161 wave loading. It's functional hypertrophies, so you get a mix of muscle size and strength. The equipment, we're going to use a full gym. Once again, these selections are to help you sort your programs in the future. It is a strength training system, and its goal is functional hypertrophy. We're going to say he's an intermediate athlete. The microcycle length, most people will choose 7 because they work in a week-to-week basis, but it can be anything you like. Generally, it's 5 to 10 days. I'll just choose 7 in this case. Number of repeats will go 4. Number of training days, 3 training days. So day 1 will be upper body main muscles. Day 2, you can do lower body. And day 3 will be arms, shoulders. Okay, and then we submit. Now we're over here and we're going to choose which days in the cycle this athlete is going to train. There is a 7-day selection here because we chose a 7-day long microcycle. So let's say he trains on day 1, will be upper body, day 3 will be lower body, day 5 will be shoulders and arms. Okay, we apply. And now we can customize the day names. So day 1, upper body, day 2, lower body, day 3, shoulders, arms. Okay, done. Now, we can go on to building the program itself. So the first day is a upper body day. So we're going to add a upper body warm-up. Okay, save day. And now we start adding exercises. It's a 1-6-1 wave. So we're going to do 6 sets of each exercise. A1, first one, let's do something like a upper back. And then we'll do some kind of chin up. Okay, so let's say chin up, neutral, mid grip. And it's given me also a video because I've used this combination of items before. Video is auto linked. Alright, submit. And now I have the mid grip chin up assigned to my athlete. We're going to add another exercise. Okay, we're going to duplicate it. 1 duplicate. And now we've got 2. A2 is also here. I'll just replace it with something like the, let's say, an incline bench press. Okay, chest, barbell bench press, and we'll go low incline and mid grip. Okay, so I have a low incline mid grip bench press. Alright, so now I start filling in for these A series of exercises the sets and reps that I want. So I have here, it's going to be 6 sets. The reps are not going to be a single rep range or a single rep. It's going to be a custom rep range. So I'll do custom. Alright, put here. And so it's a 1-6-1 wave. The first rep is quite heavy. It's a single. Then the second set, you're going to go for a set of 6. And then you're going to go for a single, a set of 6, a single, a set of 6. Okay, so what happens is that you've assigned different reps to each set. The tempo can be something like alright, 4010, and the rest will be quite long. It's like 120 seconds between sets. Okay, and the intensity type, let's say we can use a percentage-based system. Alright, and so intensity, it will change according to each set. So we go custom intensity, and we want to wave up. That's what wave loading is about. So the first one, maybe it can be something like a 87%. And then the 6s will be somewhere around the 75%. And then here we go 90%. And then we go back to the set of 6, which is set 4. We can go 77%. And here we'll go 93%. And here we'll go maybe 80% for the set of 6. Okay? Then we submit. And now you have custom reps and custom intensity for all these different sets. For all these different 6 sets. Right? Because that's what you want for this particular wave loading. Okay, so set 1 heavy, set 2 lighter but more reps, 6 reps. And then set 3 even heavier than set 1, set 4 even heavier than set 2. So the weight waves up. That's why it's called wave loading. So this is very good for stimulating the nervous system, and it helps you push the heavier weights at the later sets. So we want to do this for both chin-ups as well as bench press. So we're going to duplicate for all exercises. And now all the exercises will be filled with the items that we want, okay, for A1 and A2. Okay, so now we're going to add an exercise, the B exercises. B exercises, maybe we won't do so many sets, okay? So something like maybe a upper back, some kind of horizontal rowing movement. So let's go to arm row, maybe seated, cable row, how about that? Neutral, cable, and mid grip. Okay, so we got this. So we got this. Submit. Okay, then we're going to duplicate it. We're going to have 1 duplicate for the B exercises. And now we scroll down and we have B2. We just replace it with something like, let's say, a flat dumbbell bench press. Okay, so chest. So now we have the B2 exercises. Let's add something like a flat bench press or a decline bench press. Okay, so chest, bench press, we could use barbell also. and we could use a different kind of barbell. So let's say football bar, decline bench, and mid grip. Okay, so this is a decline football bar mid grip bench press. Okay, so now we have got B1. So B1 and B2, we're not going to do 6 sets, we'll do just 4 sets. And then the reps again will be custom. And inside custom reps, instead of 1 6 1 6, we'll go 1 6 1 6. Just 2 waves instead of 3 for the B exercises. Okay, tempo, we can go for 0 1 0 again. Rest here also 120. Intensity type also percentages. We can go custom intensity. Okay. Let's go something like similar. We'll go, let's say, 90% of your 1 rep max. Here we'll go 78%. Here maybe 92%. And here maybe 81%. Okay. Done. So now we have this, and then we duplicate it. And now we don't want to overwrite the work that we did above. So we duplicate it for all next exercises, not all exercises. Okay. Here, and all the other exercises below it, which is B1 and B2, will be filled with what we want. So we save the day, and back to program overview. Okay, so now we see here, we filled in day 1, upper body, with these items. And now, this structure is what is very commonly used for a 161 wave. So instead of doing everything again, I'll just duplicate the day for all days. And now, lower body day, all I need to do when I go here and edit the day is I just need to change the exercises. So I replace chin up with something like, let's say, a back squat of some kind. And then bench press, I replace it with some kind of, let's say, a leg curl of some kind. And then cable roll, let's replace it with some kind of, let's say, a trap bar deadlift. And finally, the B2 bench press decline, let's replace it with some kind of, let's say, a good morning. Okay, there we have it. Day 2 complete. Save day. And back to the program overview. And day 3 shoulders and arms, we'll be ready to just edit day and change exercises. Let's say we do shoulders. Some kind of, let's say, standing shoulder press. And then next one, we'll do some kind of biceps curl. And then for B1, we can do, let's say, a close grip bench press for triceps. But it's under chest because it's a bench press variation. And then the last one, we'll do some kind of maybe an incline biceps curl. Okay, I have not added a YouTube link for this exercise yet, so I will add one now and submit. And now all of them have a YouTube link, and the arms and shoulders day is complete. Back to program overview. Now the program is done. So this is how you build an entire mesocycle. It's pretty easy. Once you've got the first day built, you just duplicate if you're keeping the same structure. Then, now we have the entire 161 wave loading functional hypertrophy mesocycle. Now I'm going to assign them. The first one I want the athlete to do is structural balance. So I'm going to assign it. Okay. And the client is, I'll assign it to myself. Start date, let's just start in 1st of January, right? Then the second one is I would do the 161 loading. So I assign it. Now we'll start 1st of February. The dates can easily be modified in the app, so don't worry about the exact start date. And now the next one after the 161 wave will be a hypertrophy cycle. So let's assign this. March. And finally, we're going to go the final one, which is peaking for the season, which will be contrast training peaking. So we assign this with a start date, April. And assign to Jonathan. And assign to Jonathan. Okay, so now when we go to client management, I'll go to my own account. You will see that now all the 4 programs that we assigned are here. You don't have to assign them all. You can assign them one by one when the athlete is ready. But this is how you build an entire macro cycle of training using FEAK. So if you have any questions, please drop us a message or leave a comment, and we're happy to help you. Thank you very much. There are a lot more things that FEAK can do that no other strength training software can. So if you'd like to cut 70% off your program design time, contact us and we'll set up a demo for you to try the FEAK strength training software. Thank you very much.